All right, it's 2 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the state expedited accusations calendar in the state court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams, and today is March 26th of 2024. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have a right to counsel at this proceeding. This proceeding is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on to watch this. When I ask if you understand your rights, those are the rights to which I am referring. Those who receive a signature bond, okay. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset for the notice. Those who receive a surety or cash bond will be reset to state all purpose. Ms. Bridgewater, what is my reset date?
Your Honor, it's April the 9th.
All right, so on the April the 9th calendar, your case will be reset if you get a surety or a cash bond, and we can readdress issues such as contact or the amount of the bond set at that particular time. Have all defense attorneys had the opportunity to interview their clients?
Yes.
All right. And who do we have first at courtroom 2?
We're going first with ACDC.
Oh, we're going to ACDC first. Good morning. Well, afternoon. Hi. Who we have first?
Position number 6, Jessica Jenkins.
Okay, Ms. Jenkins, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your case number is 24 CR 001410H, and you're charged with unlawful conduct during a 911 call. You understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr.
Yes,
Howard.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. You understand? Mr. Howard, can I have the history, please, Mr. Howard? I'm sure he understands what's happening.
13 total. 2017 domestic violence, second degree conviction. 2016 possession of a controlled substance. 2016 domestic violence. 2015 shoplifting conviction, and the 2010 shoplifting NOLO. That domestic violence come out of South Carolina.
Okay, resident of Georgia, though, correct?
I
As
don't
far
know.
as you know, you don't know. Okay, wanted to be clear. All right, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place February 4th, 2024. Jessica Jenkins contacted the Roswell E911. She occupied the line for 20 minutes, talking about smoking a cigarette and drinking whiskey. She would not provide her name, her address, or a callback number. When she did respond to her name, it was some vulgarities. Her location, she said, was in hell. Since December 28th of 2023, she has contacted 911 a total of 18 times, prompting police response more than 10 times. Now, each time she's been unwilling to or unable to provide a reason for contacting 911, she's been issued several warnings. The state's recommendation, Your Honor, is signature bond through pretrial services and ADET, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay, Mr. Ty, I'm inclined to, this is your client, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, with the only requirement being that she cannot contact 911 unless she has a true emergency. And of course, I'm going to restrict her from alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Do you have any objection or anything you'd like to add?
No objection. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. She is not to call 911 unless there is an actual imminent life or death emergency. You understand that, Ms. Jenkins? Do not call them if something is not wrong or there's no need for the actual police. And additionally, you to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond. You will be reset for the notice. Best of luck to you, Ms. Jenkins. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Take care.
Thank
All right. Who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, is going to be position number 9, Miss Madison Miller in courtroom 2.
Okay. Give me one moment. Thank you. All right, Ms. Miller, your case is 24 CR 00141D. In this case, you are charged with battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can I have history, Mr. Howard?
First, jail was a recommendation.
Okay. We'll see. All right, Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 25th, 2024. Law enforcement was dispatched to 775 Woodland Avenue Southeast in Atlanta. Upon arrival, the officers observed visible injuries on Luke Mayo, Mayeux, caused by Madison Miller by striking. We have been in touch with Mr. Mayo. He states that he and Miss Miller are in a relationship. They live together at the incident location. That he was dropping her off when she began to throw things at him. He also stated that she was intoxicated at the time of the incident, that she may need some alcohol abuse or substance abuse treatment. He stated he's not in fear of her. He's okay with having contact, that he's planning to leave the residence. I do see him on Zoom, so if we can sound for the victim, Your Honor. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, ADET. At this time, we'll ask for no further contact with Luke Mayo. Stay away from the incident location until he's vacated. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. Mr. Mayo, if you'd like to make a statement, please raise your right hand. But you're not required to if you don't wish to. All right. Do you swear and affirm testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. I just want to explain one thing. This is a misdemeanor bond hearing today. So if you disagree with anything Mr. Grimm said, that's not of what's of critical importance to me. What I'm most concerned with is your desires for contact, any concerns you have for your safety, and whether you wish for Ms. Miller to be able to come back to your residence. In light of those instructions, what would you like to make me aware of today?
I do not fear for my safety. I will voluntarily stay away from the residence. You can let her go back there. I don't feel there's any additional conditions needed. Please just let her out, and hopefully she can get help.
All right. Do you wish to be for her to be? I understand you're going to leave the home, but do you wish to be able for her to? I'm sorry, I can't speak today. Do you wish for her to be able to contact you? Do you wish to have a open and continuous contacting relationship with her at this time?
You can contact me. Yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make you aware. I may make a different decision, but I did want to know how you felt about it. So thank you, Mr. Mayo, for coming to court and making that statement. All right, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Ms. Miller, she is 34 years old and she has not had any employment for last 6 months. So she is qualified for signature on bond, public defender services. She graduated from high school, Your Honor. Indeed, we would like to request for signature on bond through jail, and then she can be getting into the program that she's already has. So she has a band that starts on April 1st, 2024. Meanwhile, she can be with her mother, and we would like to request for no further violent contact, and we object to ADET. She was not convicted, and this is her first arrest. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail.
Okay. All right, at this time, defendant will receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. She is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, last name Mayo in this case. Additionally, she is to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through the jail. Is there anything additional?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, we're going to go to position number 2, Mr. Jordan Dasher, position number 2.
All right, thank you. And I appreciate you repeating it because sometimes I don't hear it. All right, Mr. Dasher, your case is 24 CR 001412J. You are charged with possession and obstruction. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
19 total, 2023 probation. Appears to have an open case in Clayton County, criminal damage to property, 2nd degree. 2022-2023 probation. 2022 shoplifting, FTA. 2021 failure to appear.
Okay. Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 25th, 2024. Jordan Dasher was observed on train 307 at the Lindbergh MARTA station in possession of a clear baggie containing a white powdery substance and a clear straw, commonly used to ingest cocaine. While waiting on additional units to arrive, Mr. Dasher was observed discarding the powdery substance and the straw under the seat in front of him by emptying the baggie, leaving residue on the train car floor. State's recommendation, Your Honor, signature bond through pretrial services, ADET, stay away from MARTA in compliance with any bans or suspensions, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond.
All right, Mr. Cook, in light of information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, require that he comply with any MARTA suspensions, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Do you have any objection to that or anything additional you would like to add or make me aware of?
Definitely, Your Honor, it's the amount of the signature bond, Your Honor, will be.
Oh, I hadn't come up with it yet, but do you object to a signature bond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Defendant is gonna receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail, $1,500 on each count. He is to comply with any act of MARTA suspensions or bans, and he is to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Dasher. That concludes your case.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 7, Mr. Orlando Jones. Position number 7.
All right, Mr. Jones, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 001422G. You're charged with obstruction and shoplifting. You understand your rights today?
Man.
All right, Mr. Howard.
8 total. 2020 ag assault out of DeKalb County. That's open, but I'm not sure with that one. He got open reckless conduct out of Fulton. 20 CR 015. Yeah, they left off a number. Don't worry about it. On probation in DeKalb for simple assault, reckless conduct. 2017 failure to appear. That's it.
Okay. All right, Mr. Walker, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. In this case, law
Afternoon.
enforcement was dispatched to 4226 Washington Road. That location is a Family Dollar. Law enforcement was dispatched there, obviously, because the defendant was shoplifting. From my understanding, based upon the warrant, looks like he took about 12 packs of soda that was valued at $15. He essentially resisted arrest. The state is simply seeking a signature bond through pretrial services to stay away from that instant location. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond.
You said 12 packs of soda?
Yeah, about $15.
Okay. So many questions come to mind. All right.
Thirsty.
No, not that. I'm confused how you get that. Okay.
Oh,
That's neither
it
here.
was a dollar store. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right. In light of information before me, Mr. Ty, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail with the requirement he stay away from that Family Dollar in its entirety. Do you have any objections or anything you'd like to add?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 SOB through the jail, $1,000 on each count. He is to stay away from that Family Dollar on, I'm sorry, was it on Washington Road?
Yes, 4226, I believe.
On what, sir, do not go back to that Family Dollar, even if you don't think that this is you or that you weren't, that this is wrong or wrong charge. Don't go back there until we figure this all out. Additionally, don't have any alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through the jail. Is there anything additional? All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Your Honor, before we go to the next case, can I make a brief announcement?
Yes.
I received a couple emails from the clerk and I think the jail about Mr. Jeter. He has a misdemeanor charge, but they just released it from his felony case like a matter of moments ago. I'm working to accuse that case and it'll have to be an add-on, but if we could just do Mr. Jeter at the end of the calendar, I'm gonna try to get his case worked up so we can address it today, but they just released it from his felony matter. It was a part of the felony case previous.
And the felony, it wasn't handled in felony court,
I do not believe so. So they just released it. I'm scrambling to try to work up the case so we can address it today. That's
okay.
So it'll be an add-on calendar at some point, I'm sure.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So who could, in the meantime, we'll hold for Mr. Jeter, but can we take the next position?
Yes, it's gonna be position number 8, Mr. Adamola McMullen.
Okay. Mr. McMullen, your case is 24 CR 001413E. You're charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Second arrest, 2015 DUI.
Okay, not much history. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place January 17, 2023. Adamola McMullen was captured on MARTA surveillance, spray painting tag Mola Rola on the MARTA train car 237, the westbound platform, the westbound stairwell, the northbound platform. Law enforcement reviewed social media accounts pertaining to the tag. They discovered the IG handle, which contains various videos of Mr. McMillan spray painting the tag and one on the day of the incident. The state is requesting a signature bond through the jail. Stay away from MARTA in compliance with all or any bans or suspensions. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, Ms. Kim, I'm inclined to accept the state's recommendation. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, I accept the state's recommendation in its entirety. Defendant will receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to stay away from MARTA in compliance with any of their suspensions or bans. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Anything additional?
Nothing further from the defense.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. McMullen. That concludes your case.
Your Honor, I do have one quick question regarding Mr. McMullen. On his booking sheet, he has 4 charges of criminal trespass. What happened? The other 3 were NOD?
That's
Yes.
correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Next, we're gonna go to position number 1, Mr. Billy Cherry.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cherry, your case is 24 CR 001421G. You're charged with battery, family violence, and, oh, you're not here yet, and obstruction. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that a yes?
Yes, I understand, but that's fine.
Your Honor, can you
All right.
read in their rights? They just came into the courtroom. My apologies.
Oh, they didn't hear their rights. All right. I didn't realize that new people had joined us. Everyone, please pay attention. I don't want to have to repeat if I can avoid it. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You also have a right to an attorney. I'm conducting this proceeding over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. Mr. Cherry, do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Mr. Howard?
44. Last arrest was last year in Tennessee. Evidence tampering and evading arrest, public intoxication, resisting, casual possession. 2023 simple possession conviction. 2021 domestic assault dismissed. 2020 DUI conviction. 2019 simple possession conviction. 2015 probation violation. The history come out of Tennessee.
All of it? Okay. Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 25th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute call. The actual incident happened at 3990 MLK Drive. It's a Wendy's parking lot. The officers met Alexis Morgan at a different location, which is 4120 Fulton Industrial Boulevard, the Budgetel Inn and Suites parking lot. Upon arrival, Ms. Morgan told the officers that she was driving south on Fulton Industrial Boulevard with her fiance, Billy Cherry. When Mr. Cherry began to hit the car radio during an argument, Ms. Morgan pulled over into the Wendy's parking lot, and Mr. Cherry began to strike her with a closed fist to the right side of her face multiple times. He then choked her before dragging her out of the car. Ms. Morgan was able to get back into the car. She drove to the second location where she met law enforcement. Mr. Cherry was identified walking in the area while Ms. Morgan was speaking to the officers. The officers approached Mr. Cherry. He began to pull his hands away when the officer attempted to handcuff him and refused to comply with verbal commands, once handcuffed, to place his feet in the patrol vehicle. The officer observed lacerations on Ms. Morgan's left forearm and her right wrist. Our office has been in touch with Ms. Morgan. She tells us that she and Mr. Cherry are engaged. They do not currently live together. They share no children. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She's confirmed that Mr. Cherry choked her and she was unable to breathe. This is the first time it has ever happened. She is not in fear of him and wants to continue contact. She also stated that she does not wish to press charges. She said she'll be on Zoom. We would like to sound for Ms. Morgan, Your Honor. Based on the nature of the incident, the state is requesting a $2,000 surety bond, $1,500 on the battery, and 500 on the willful obstruction. 1-day anger awareness. We're going to ask for no further contact with Alexis Morgan. Stay away from her residence. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. I'm sorry, her name was Alexis.
Alexis Morgan, Your Honor.
All right, is Ms. Morgan present and wishes to make a statement? I don't see anyone with that name. Mr. Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, we do not object to the, conditions of the bond. He has no problem staying away from Ms. Morgan or the incident location. We would be asking for signature only bond through, whatever level the court deems appropriate. And, we don't believe the anger management course is necessary at this time.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $1,500 surety bond. It's going to be 1,000 on count 1, 500 on count 2. He's to have no contact with Ms. Morgan at this time. And what was the state's request to stay away, Mr. Graham?
The state's request was to stay away from her residence. It wasn't included in the warrant because it happened.
Okay. So
Around.
staying away from wherever she resides and having no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Cherry. That concludes your case.
Okay, thank you. No, thank you very much. Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 5. Mr. Jackson, Xavier Jackson.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Jackson, your case is 24 CR 001409C. You're charged with false report of a crime. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Howard?
11 total, 2018 drug trafficking, possession of a firearm during the commission. On probation. I got a 2017 theft by receiving, carrying a weapon without a license, first offender.
Okay.
Nah,
Mr. Graham?
that's it.
That's it? Okay. Mr. Graham?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 25th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a fight in progress call at 2861 Forest Hills Drive in Atlanta. Upon arrival, the officer met with Xavier Jackson, who advised that his ex-girlfriend, Angelica Keys, struck him in the face with a gun. He showed the officer's eyebrow, which was swollen. Ms. Keys explained that she and Mr. Jackson did get into a verbal altercation while driving back from the laundromat, but she did not strike him. Mr. Jackson also told the officer that he lived at the residence. Ms. Keys refuted that he has ever lived there. He had no belongings. Once Ms. Keys was put into handcuffs, Mr. Jackson then told the officer that she did not, in fact, strike him and that he lied because he was mad at her. The state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Angelica Keys, stay away from 2861 Forest Hills Drive, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. I know that because of this, Ms. Keys may not necessarily be a victim, but let's sound for her anyway. Ms. Keys, are you present and wish to make a statement? Okay, hearing none. Ms. Atai, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, but still require no contact with Ms. Keys and that stay away. Do you have any objections or anything you'd like to add to the record?
Yes, Your Honor. My client does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant. He's 37 years old, has lived in Georgia all his life. He is the father of 6 minor children. He works at Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaners. He's here charged with false report of a crime, Your Honor. I didn't even reach out to Ms. Keys, but I didn't think that you would require a no further contact or a stay away. But I don't know what is this. I mean, I believe he lives there. There was alcohol involved, so a lot of the statements that are in the warrant were not true. I mean, he does live there and they are together, so the no further contact wouldn't be
I would have reached out to her if I thought that was a possibility, Your Honor, but he's here just charged with false report of a crime.
Would you like a moment to reach out to her to see if she
Um,
wants to join this conference?
Phone calls on the line. But I can stay my sister down street, so for my, so he's on case.
Okay, all right, well, I still object to the no further contact and a stay away, but he states that he has somewhere else that he can go.
Okay. Understood. All right, defendant is gonna receive a $1,000 signature bond through the jail. I am gonna require the stay away and the no contact with the alleged victim. Additionally, he's have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons. Is there anything additional? And Mr. Ty's objection is noted. All right, that concludes this case. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
All right, thanks.
Next, Your Honor, is gonna be position number 11, Mr. Darren Williams.
He has several cases, so he's also, let me make sure it's
Oh, yeah, I'm
correct.
sorry. Position
He has
11.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we'll take them as if they were individual charges and try to address them globally. Mr. Williams, your case was 24. You have several cases, 24 CR 001414F. You're charged with theft by taking. 24 CR 001414. I'm sorry, 1415F, same charge. Then you have 24 CR 001416F, and what you're also charged with theft by taking 24 CR 001417F, same charge, and 24 CR 001418F, and what you're charged with theft by taking. Oh, and one more, 24 CR 001419F, and what you're charged with theft by taking. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Fourth
How many?
arrest,
Okay.
2023 probation, 2021 theft by taking conviction.
And I'm trying to count on he's supposed to have 7 cases. Is it only 6 that's showing?
One, yeah, only 6.
It's supposed to be 8 cases, Walker. I have 8 on the booking sheet.
Okay, well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 made their way onto the calendar.
so what do we want to do? Do we want to hold him to the end? I could try to look what's going on with these other 2
Okay,
cases.
we're almost at the end too, Mr. Walker. There's not much in, but let's go to somebody else while we investigate. Can we do position 16?
That is correct.
Perhaps?
You can go to Mr. Yan.
Okay. All right, Mr. Yang, your case is 24 CR 001420F. Do you understand your rights today? You're charged with simple battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Howard.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Position 16, Yan.
First arrest, jail's a recommendation.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Law enforcement was dispatched to 110 by Carriage Court in Johns Creek where they met with the victim. I'll spell her first name, CHUNHUI, Lou. They met with the victim. She said they were having a domestic dispute. Her and the defendant are married. During this dispute over food, out of all things, he slapped the victim, slapping her cell phone while she was holding it. She did sustain red marks on her wrist. And this actually was captured on video by the victim and showed to the police officer who responded to the scene. The state is asking for a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away from the incident location, no contact with Miss Lou, a 2-day anger awareness, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol while out on bond. And of course, we would sound for the victim, Miss Lou.
There's such a thing as a 2-day anger awareness?
Well, you can make them take it 2 days.
You're gonna take it again? You're gonna
Well, Judge Morrow ordered somebody to take it 7 days in a row last week. So yes, Your Honor.
My goodness, that's an interesting form of reform there.
And
All right, is Miss Lou present?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, I need you to turn on your camera if you wish to make a statement and raise your right hand, please.
Just a second.
Take your time. All right. Do you swear and affirm, Ms. Lou, that the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Again, this is a misdemeanor bond hearing, and the defendant is entitled to a bond. If you disagree with anything the state just presented, that's not what's of critical importance to me. What I'm most concerned with are concerns you have for your safety, whether you wish to have contact with the defendant, whether you wish for the defendant to return home, or anything that may pertain to safety or fear. What would you like to tell me, Ms. Liu, in light of those instructions?
Definitely no contact because right after he grabbed my phone, he started to strangle me, to put me down the floor. And then this was happening like 5 years ago, that he threatened to kill me. And this time he really did something to strangle me. So I really think this is a very dangerous man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, because
All right.
that was not captured on the video. Right after the videotape, and he grabbed my phone and he started to very angry and then put me down on the floor and
Sure.
prevent me from exiting the house.
Beyond the scope of,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Liu. I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement. Ms. Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Yan, is 58 years old, and he was gainfully employed as an engineer for a long time. And however, because he was laid off not that long ago. So, however, he has a PhD from college in New Jersey. His major was physics and chemistry. This is his first arrest ever. So we would like to request for signature on bond through jail. And we also request for no further, we have no objection to no further contact and stay away.
Can I add something?
However, I would like to object to any other statements that made.
Can I add something? That's not his first time. This is the second time he got arrested.
Miss Liu,
Yeah.
I understand that this is a bond hearing. So if there's a victim witness advocate who's on this Zoom conference, if you want to get in touch with her to discuss how you can further present your case and additional facts, that would be great. Okay. I'm not sure who's online today, but will someone please message Miss Liu? Look in your chat, Miss Liu. Somebody should be contacting you shortly. All right.
Thank you.
Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through the jail. Is there anything additional?
Nothing for the defense.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Yan. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. Can we take another position?
That's all we have, Your Honor. I have a couple of announcements.
Okay, 3 and 4 are not going to be brought today.
No, they will not. 3 is actually waive disappearance. And number 4, position 4 is going to be a medical reset.
Okay. All right, let's take up the waive case while we investigate the other cases that were needed to be added or addressed. The waive case is 24 CR 001408J, in which Sean Deloach is charged with obstruction with the offense date of March the 25th. Mr. Howard, can I have the history for position 3?
26. 2023, 2 counts of burglary, 2nd degree. 1 count criminal damage to property.
Okay.
That's 24 SC 000607. It's a theft by taking trespass with that too. Got a 2014 smash and grab burglary conviction. Hold on, we charge obstruction. 2012 fraud conviction, 2012 probation, 2011 retail theft conviction.
Okay, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 25th, 2024. Law enforcement was dispatched to the Economy Hotel at 9995 Old Dogwood Road in Roswell. Upon arrival, they spoke with Andrea Wimberly, who advised that her ex-boyfriend, Sean Deloach, was holding property of hers in room 215. Once at room 215, the officer asked Mr. Deloach if Miss Wimberly could go into the room to collect her belongings. He responded that he purchased the property, so it was not hers. The officer then asked Mr. Deloach for his name and date of birth. in order to document the incident. He was hesitant, became agitated. There was another officer who was able to get that information from Ms. Wimberly. The officer requested a GCIC inquiry. Dispatch informed the officer that Mr. Deloach had a warrant out of Fulton County Sheriff's Office for FTA on the burglary charge. The warrant was confirmed. An additional officer was requested at the scene. They then informed Mr. Deloach that he had a warrant for his arrest. At that time, he began to clench his fist, told the officers that he was not going back to jail. He refused to obey commands to place his hands behind his back. He attempted to flee into the room and resisted once restrained by the officers. Mr. Deloach was tasered in order to detain him and take him into custody. The state is requesting a $500 surety bond. No further contact with Andrea Wimberly, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, and I don't know that it's necessary because of the obstruction to sound from Ms. Wimberly, but I will just make sure she's not here. Ms. Wimberly, if you're present and wish to make a statement. Okay. Mr. Cook, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail, but required that he have no alcohol, no drugs, or no weapons. Is there anything additional or any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defendant will receive a $2,000 SOB through the jail. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. All right, there's no other positions we can take up. We have any announcements, Mr. Walker, on Mr.
So
Williams?
the Williams case has been filed, and then, well, let me back that up. Hold on 1 second.
So there are 2 more cases for Mr.
There's gonna be
Williams?
2 more cases. So Williams' case is being filed currently, and then Jeter's case, I just personally filed down.
Okay, do we, and in both of those cases, the charges are also theft by taking?
Yeah, well, so Williams has 1 additional case with 2 counts, and to answer your question, yes, they are both theft by taking. So he should
Okay.
have 7 cases. All of those cases, except for 1 are 1 count, and then the 7th case has 2 counts.
Okay, understood.
And then Jeter, I just filed down. And again, like I said, it was still linked to his felony matter, and we just got that unlinked finally.
Okay,
Sorry for any confusion.
that's fine. Ms. Bridgewater, when you have the case numbers, will you let me know?
I have a total of, I believe, 7. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And however, when I was looking over the warrants, 2 of them are duplicates.
You saying for Williams?
Okay,
Yes.
So just to give you some context, Your Honor, these are all scooter thefts on Georgia Tech's campus. They all involve him stealing scooters from Georgia Tech's campus. I didn't see any duplicates, but I mean, I can double check. But he should have, once this case has just been filed down, he should have 7 cases and 8 counts in total.
okay. And do we see those, Ms. Holly? So that
They
we
were
can
just
start?
filed down like
Oh, they momentarily, okay.
Jeter's been filed down for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then Williams was been filed down for like a minute.
If we,
I think it's a total of 8. I'm showing 6 cases.
Right. So we just filed down the 7th case, and that 7th case has 2 counts.
Okay.
So
we
that
could do it, if we have that warrant number, we could still do the bond hearing. Do we have a warrant number?
Well, they're all on the yellow screen, and I
Yeah. Yeah, so we
Excuse
can
me,
do it.
Judge. Ms. Holly?
Yes.
It's 6 cases on the calendar right now.
Right.
He's doing an add-on calendar, and he's adding the other case for Williams, which is gonna have 2 more charges on it. So
Okay.
the clerks
we'll
probably
hold.
haven't finished filing it down as of yet.
All right, we'll hold about
Understood.
5 minutes to get the, we'll hold about 5 minutes to get the add-on calendar. All right,
hopefully we'll do 3 or 4.
yeah, 2 minutes, everyone.
So how many, we got 2 more people coming? It's Jeter and
No, Williams is coming, but Williams is
Okay.
here. We kind of started him, but we just need to know the case number so that Miss Holly can do the orders.
Okay.
But you know what, Your Honor?
I got the,
I can go ahead and do those and then just do the orders later. I could just fill it in after we get the accusation.
Or we can put the warrant number on there. Okay, can we bring Mr. Williams up?
Come on, Will.
We
I
still
gave
have
the
to-
history, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, so we can go straight to Mr. Walker.
Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of summarize this if this is okay. Is the defendant? Okay, I just had to make sure he was in the chair. So to explain to the court, this involves several thefts of e-scooters on Georgia Tech's campus. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's 7 cases, but it's 5 different addresses. I don't know if we just want to put Georgia Tech Institute of Technology or the individual addresses, but the individual addresses, the first one is 686 Cherry Street. The second address is 266 4th Street.
I think we can just comfortably say he shouldn't go back to Georgia. Is he a Georgia Tech student, Miss Kim? Does he have any reason to be there?
Excuse me, is it Georgia State or Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
That's what I
Institute of
thought.
Technology. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So no reason to be there, correct, Miss Kim?
Yes, correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so I think I feel comfortable to say he don't need to go there at all, Mr. Walker.
Okay, and these thefts range from the day of September the 12th of last year up until March 22nd of this year. I do have the names of the victims. I'm just gonna copy and paste them into the chat because I think that will be the easiest method, if that's okay with the court.
That's fine.
Obviously, we will ask for a stay away from Georgia Institute of Technology, no contact with the victims. And we are asking for a $500 surety bond on each count. Once we get that add-on case, there should be a total of 8 counts. And if my math is correct, that would be a $4,000 surety bond in total.
Okay.
Okay.
And I just put the names of the separate victims in the chat to everyone.
Okay. So the state is recommending 4,000 insured, so 500 on each charge is
Yes,
the recommendation.
yes, Your Honor. Sure.
Okay, I'm bad at math, so I have to sometimes think about that. All right, Miss Kim, your recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond through pretrial. He's recommended for level 3. He is only 20 years young and he completed up to 11th grade and he is currently pursuing GED. And he actually started his own clothing business. However, his income is not that high as of now. So he's qualified for public defender services. And we would like to request for, stay away is completely okay, but we ask for signature on bond through pretrial. Your Honor, thanks.
And let me just add, if I can, I know we've all been in school, we've all been in college, but as a freshman, I didn't have a car either. So from my understanding, a lot of these students do not have cars. This is their only method of transportation. So to have your only, I get that it's just a scooter to us, but to have your only method of transportation to be stolen from you, as a student, that's very unsettling. I know it sounds little, but to others and to the victims, it's a major deal. So just don't want this to be categorized as, a petty theft or a petty crime, because this is the equivalent of their vehicles, if you will. And I know that we can all appreciate that, as we've all been college students.
But that's a little bit of exaggeration. It's not.
So maybe you were fortunate to get a car, but we're not going to go down that path. I have nothing else to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Walker, I don't know. I was with you until that because I walked Georgia Tech by myself, no scooter at all. So go
Well,
jacket,
well, I'm sure you can imagine how grateful you would have been if had you had a scooter.
Okay. All right. So I had the information before me. I'm gonna give defendant a split bond. On position 10, he's gonna get a $500 surety bond. Position 11, he's gonna get a $500 surety bond. On the remaining cases, he'll get $500 signature bonds to the jail. He is to stay away from Georgia Tech in its entirety and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons.
Mr. Walker,
Yes, ma'am.
will you take a double look and make sure you don't have a duplicate for, I want to say the names are the first 2 that you put in the chat.
Imani and
And I'm not gonna even try the second name you put in there. But it appears to me that I have duplicate warrants on.
I'll take a double check. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you just scroll down, I see it
Okay.
again.
Okay. I'll double check. Just give me a
Thank
second.
you.
All right. Can we do Mr. Jeter yet? Do we have a case number for him?
Let's see. I do have a case number. I don't have the letter, but I do have the case number.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
24 CR 001424.
Okay.
And then let me check to see if we have a case number on Williams. And then if you're ready for the add-on case for Williams, that's going to be 24 CR 001425.
Okay. And what is Jeter being charged with?
Battery family violence.
Thank you.
If I can just skip. Is that Jeter in the chair, Your Honor?
No, it's not Jeter.
Oh, okay.
Uh-uh.
I've lost count at this point.
Uh-uh.
Are we doing Jeter now, or are we gonna wait for the,
I think we're done with Mr. Williams. He got bonds for all the cases. So he's on positions 10 and 11 are the only ones he's got to make a surety. The rest are signature bonds.
Thank you, Your Honor.
come on, Jeter?
Okay, Mr. Jeter, your case is 24 CR 001424. We don't have the letter yet to indicate the division, but we'll have it shortly. Do you understand your rights? You're charged with battery family violence in this case.
No.
All right. Mr. Harkin, do you have Mr. Jeter's history?
Yeah. Third arrest. Last arrest was in January. Battery DV. It's open in state court. Got a current simple battery and burglary in felony court. Yesterday he got no bond on the burglary, and I think 20,000 good on the simple battery. That's all.
Okay.
And just to add to the history that Mr. Howard gave, that felony case that he got, I understand it's a no bond, but we still will be requesting a surety bond in this matter. But the felony case is the same victim, Neil Sharice. I did hear a pretrial say he had an open battery family violence case in state court. That is correct. But he actually has two, well, now three, including this case, open battery family violence cases. They went to first appearance on January the 16th when you were presiding, Your Honor. I have both of those case numbers, 24 CR 000375A, and then the second one is 24 CR 000376A. Again, you were the presiding judge. Those are both battery family violence cases. You gave him a $2,000 SOB jail in both of those matters, with the order to stay away from the incident location and have a no contact with the same victim that's before the court today. So at this point, he now has three open battery family violence cases and the open felony case that he went to felony first appearance for. But in the cases before the court today, well, in all the cases, but in this case, law enforcement was dispatched at 681 University Ave due to a domestic dispute where they met with the victim, Miss Neosha Reese. She advised that her and the defendant were having a verbal dispute. She tried to leave the residence and escape in her car. He was able to get his hand in the door. He attempted to take her phone, and in the fight over her phone, he bit her on the face. The officer did observe a cut on the victim's face. They do share three children together. It is very disturbing because I believe that when he got out on the two battery family violence cases, he got a $2,000 SOB jail on both those matters. And you order a no contact, he went straight back to the residence, and that's when the felony case occurred, as soon as he was released from jail. So in this case, the state is asking for a $10,000 surety bond. I understand that he has a no bond, but that that's a separate matter. In this case, we are asking for a $10,000 surety bond. Of course, I don't have to ask for another no contact and stay away. He already has those in all the other cases where you gave him the signature bond. Just to be clear with the court, we filed a motion to revoke bonds some time ago, but a motion to revoke bond has been filed in case the court was wondering. I'm not sure if Ms. Reese is on the line, but again, we have grave concern as he has 3 open battery family bonds cases and an open felony case, all the same victim, all the same address. And I think I've said enough. So at this time, we will sound for the victim, Ms. Neosha Reese.
All right, is Ms. Reese present? I don't see anyone.
And
Okay.
I'm sorry, and I would change my recommendation. I also would ask for an ankle monitor at this point if he is released because he just keeps returning to that address and victimizing the same victim. So we would be asking for an ankle monitor for any bond that's given on this case, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ty, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 20 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. He is the father of 2 minor children. They did have 3 children together. One recently passed away. His mom also recently passed away. He is one of 9 siblings. From what he tells me, it just sounds like he's been dealing with a lot of deaths in the family and his child. Your Honor, I would like to point out that the booking sheet shows that he was arrested March 20th. This is a Riverside issue. So he should be receiving a signature bond today. If Your Honor is going to place restrictions, he's fine, of course, with a stay away. I guess that's already in place and a no further contact. He is living with his father in Powder Springs, Your Honor, and he doesn't have a good address there. But, because he has been in jail since March 20th, which you can see on the booking sheet there, I am asking for a signature bond through the jail.
Was he booked in on this charge on March 20th? Can anyone see?
That's on the booking sheet. This charge is on the booking sheet.
Let me see.
Well, I can't see anything. And the add-on calendar was not created. So I need your help to find.
Yeah, it's all here on the booking sheet that we have at the jail.
Okay, well, I just will double check.
Ms.
And
Bridgewater, will you check for me too, please?
now he's not even coming up. How do you?
Do we have his booking number?
Okay, I was misspelling his name, so that's why I couldn't pull him up. He has a unique name. So I'm showing that he's been booked in on the 20th at 5 p.m. Well, no, I'm actually showing he was booked in on the 23rd.
Well, that's not what is on the booking sheet.
Well, I think it is. If you look at it, it says booked.
Show it to
Now, he
you.
was arrested. He might have other open cases. It does say arrested on the 20th. He was booked in on the 23rd.
On this charge?
I have to click charges.
Well, I can just see the booking sheet. This is the only booking sheet.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, I understand what
All
you're
right,
saying.
everybody's
You know
gonna
what I-
remain super calm while we figure this out. That's what
I'm
we're
just
gonna
telling
do.
you what I see. It does say he was arrested on the 20th, but sometimes when people are arrested,
Right, that doesn't mean that they're
they're
booked in on that charge. Right, so we need to
right.
make sure it is
So
that charge.
that's what I'm doing.
And honestly, Mr. Ty, if he has no bond, and this is the argument I keep making to people, if he has no bond anyway, and we give him a signature bond, he ends up with no time and credit for that particular charge. And when he comes back to SAP, he has no time booked in on that charge. But I mean, I understand the defense's position as to the signature bond, but when somebody is having to sit anyway, sometimes a low surety bond. But we're gonna address the Riverside.
I'm showing, and just to be transparent with the court, I would be glad to share my screen. I'm showing that he was booked in on March 23rd on this charge. And if anybody has any questions, I will be glad to share my screen.
Let's look at I think we're gonna do that today. It may feel petty, but let's all look at it together and agree that he was booked
it
in.
says host disabled, so I don't know who's the host.
Okay, Miss Grace, can you let Mr. Walker share his screen temporarily?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me try it again.
And I do appreciate everyone's zealous advocacy as it pertains to this issue. I really do. We just need to make sure we comply with all requirements. And if it is Riverside, he will receive the required SOB.
It's still okay. Okay. Okay, can you guys see what I see?
There you go.
Where it says
Oh, it does, and that's the
arrest
number.
date, book date is 3/23, but to be charge specific, here's the 24 CR case. It says local warrant 3/23.
Okay, so I don't believe we have a Riverside issue as it pertains to this charge, Mr. Ty.
Has everybody had a chance before I click stop sharing? Has everybody had a chance to review my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Walker. I
Okay.
have. I think that's
And I'm sorry, and just to point out, I know I stated it early, but I just reviewed the warrant for his felony case. So he appeared in front of you on March 16th. He was released on the signature bonds, and if you look at the warrant for his felony case, it was March 17th at 4:30 a.m. And we all know oftentimes when people are released, they're released in the early hours. So that literally means after he was ordered to have a no contact and stay away from you on the 16th, as soon as he was released on the 17th, he went back to that location and got a new felony. So the state, I just don't want the court to take, I know you don't, but the state is very concerned because as soon as he was released last time, he went straight back to the address and has an open felony case from that incident. So I just ask that the court take that into consideration. That is one of the many bases for the $10,000 surety bond request and the ankle monitor, because he has 4 open matters with same victim, same address, Your Honor.
all right. Mr. Ty, any response?
Your Honor, he works or he was working at Wendy's as a cook. He does qualify for public defender services. A $10,000 surety bond is, not something that he could afford. He is also responsible for the 2 minor children. He's only 20 years old, Your Honor, and he does firmly deny the allegations in the warrant. I understand that there's a no contact, and currently his address is in Powder Springs, and he states that he will not be having any contact with the complaining witness. And Your Honor, I understand that he's here with no bond, but it's also important, I think, that he maintains his innocence, and I would still ask for the signature bond, but if you are inclined to set a surety bond, I would ask for it to be a low surety bond, much lower than $10,000.
All right. And since we did take some time last time, I'm going to sound again for, what was her name again?
Neosha Reese.
Miss Reese. Is Miss Reese present?
We weren't able to make contact with her.
All right. As the charge of battery family violence defendant is going to receive a $5,500 surety bond. He's to have absolutely no contact with Miss Neosha Reese. He is to stay away from that location. I believe it's on University Avenue. Have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Should he make bond, he is to be fitted with an ankle monitor provided through the jail. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. All right. I believe we've concluded the entire calendar unless Mr. Ty has something to add after speaking to Mr. Jeter.
No, nothing.
All good there? Okay, just making sure. All right, Ms. Holly, will you please review the calendar for me?
Yes, Your Honor. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is April the 9th. Position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 3, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 4 is medically reset till tomorrow. Position 5 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. 6 is reset further notice with a $6,000 SOB through the jail. 7 is reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. 8, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. 9, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 10 is going to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. And I guess I should say that all of these for Mr. Williams will be going through to the SAP calendar with, well, I don't want to confuse nobody. Let me do it this way. Position 10, $500 good bond, SAP. 11, $500 good bond, SAP. 12 is a 500 SOB through the jail. 13 is a 500 SOB through the jail. 14 is a 500 SOB through the jail. 15 is a 500 SOB through the jail. 16 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. And now we're going to the add-on. Add-on number 1, for those who may not have received the calendar yet, Mr. Jeter, he's going to the SAP calendar with a $5,500 good bond. And add-on number 2, again, is Mr. Williams, total $1,000 SOB through the jail. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
Okay, hearing none, we'll be in recess until tomorrow's SAP calendar. Take care, everyone, and have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.